something you do. I got this from Jolie. If you really think something's good,
okay,
what's that
what's
called?
going on here?
Sharping or snapping? Or,
what is
you don't
that?
do some... Look, I've got a list.
Don't do thumbs up.
Yeah, apparently this is what you do if you really like things. So I'm learning that that's what the cool kids do. But, of course, that's not what the podcast is about. It's about motor racing, it's about Formula One, and it's about the year ahead. And it is an exciting season because we want to know, is Lewis going to be back with Ferrari? Is Lando going to defend his World Championship? Max, the eternal sort of baddie of the Formula One season, can he do anything with Red Bull with their own powertrains? So a lot to be excited about.
So you're going to be interviewing lots of different people, from drivers to the CEO of Formula One. You mentioned Max Verstappen there. You're going to interview him in the first few episodes about one of the biggest changes that F1 has seen in the last decade.
That's right, and we've interviewed him already, so we've got that in the can. We'll be teasing some of that out tonight. The podcast has just gone live before we came on the sofa, so I'm looking forward to listening to how it's all been put together.
So tell us about that change. What exactly?
What did Max say?
Yeah, what did he say?
Well, Max is pretty straight talking, isn't he? So you'll have the full interview on Thursday when that launches. But he's been pretty forthright, along with Lewis actually and Fernando Alonso, who are the three older guys, I guess, in the World Championship, saying that the new regulations, it's now 50% internal combustion engine power, 50% electrification. So they're hybrid cars. Have you got a car?
I have.
Is it a hybrid? Is it a
full electric?
Full electric. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're 50-50.
Oh, okay.
And so previously it was 70-30 in favour of the internal combustion engine. So they now have to manage that recovery of the battery. You know that battery anxiety you get when you're getting low?
Yes.
Well, we've got a...
I don't even think about it. My husband charges it now.
Well, imagine if your fridge is getting low in supplies.
Yeah.
You get anxious, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's what racing drivers get anxious when you don't have energy. So they have to manage that. They've got a completely different aerodynamic package, smaller cars, less contact patch with the tyres. A lot of people think rubber isn't sexy, but it is in Formula One because it's the only thing that touches the ground. So everything's new.
Wow.
So you did a good job of teasing that.
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Forthright, you'll have to listen to the interview. Fair enough. So last year, Lando Norris won the World Championships. What was it like for you interviewing a fellow Brit then about it?
Well, it was fantastic, actually, to see the raw emotion, the realisation that he's achieved his childhood dream. His family were there as it was sinking in that he's won a world championship against some of the biggest names the sport has ever seen, some of the most successful drivers. And he did it the hard way. He made it difficult, but he had his heart on his sleeve the whole way through the season, and he made it his own. And I think he's a great world champion. All credit to McLaren, a team that I drove for 9 seasons. They made it difficult for themselves by allowing their drivers to race, which you might be confused. Why would that be a difficult thing? But you imagine you've got 10 teams and 2 drivers in each team. Well, only one of the drivers can win. So, you know, your teammate's success is your failure. You know, you're both winners on the sofa. But imagine if only one of you...
Isn't it?
You're the winner. Okay. So it's always a really difficult thing for the team principal to manage, because when one guy wins, the other one loses.
Yeah, I mean, the rivalries within it, you know, are fascinating for someone like myself. I think in the podcast you talk about those. And, I mean, you had some fantastic rivalries during your career. One, of course, with Michael Schumacher. You had some incredible races alongside each other. But also there was one moment of act of kindness that will always stay with you.
Yeah, so Michael and I fell out many times on the racetrack, crashed into each other, and there was lots of battles. But in 1996, a long time ago, I was having difficulty with in the rain. My visor was fogging up. So I asked Michael if I could borrow his helmet, and it showed the sort of compassion between competitors. He allowed me to use his helmet, and that helmet finished second in the Brazilian Grand Prix with him driving. And I finished second in the Monaco Grand Prix with that helmet, which it'd be, I guess, like asking a footballer, can I borrow your boots or something like that, or a tennis player, can I borrow your racket? So there was a softer side to Michael when we weren't falling out.
Good to hear. Well, David's podcast, Up to Speed, is available to listen to on all the usual podcast platforms, with new episodes every Monday and Thursday.